Weeks turned into months. Melissa stayed at her job, but something inside her changed. She no longer trusted what fine looked like. She began to notice the details others missed: the too long blink, the slight tremor, the forced smile. One night, months later, a little boy came in with his mother. He'd fallen off his bike. "Just a bump on the head," she said. He was laughing, joking, completely normal. Melissa's pulse spiked. She looked at him, the same easy smile, the same "I'm fine." And something in her broke. "I want a scan," she said firmly. The mother frowned. "That's not necessary. He's fine." Melissa shook her head. "Please, trust me." Hours later, Dr. Hayes, still working the night shift, came out of the exam room with a shocked expression. "You saved that kid's life," he said quietly. "Tiny internal bleed. If you'd sent him home, he wouldn't have made it through the night." Melissa didn't answer. She just sat down, her hands trembling. The boy walked past her later, holding his mother's hand, smiling, alive. He waved at her. "Thanks, nurse." She smiled back, but tears filled her eyes. When her shift ended at dawn, Melissa stepped outside. The city was quiet, the sky slowly turning from black to pink. The world smelled of rain and beginnings. She looked up, whispering to the cold morning air, "Maybe he's watching now. Maybe he knows I learned." And as the sun rose over the hospital, she finally let herself believe that sometimes redemption isn't about changing the past. It's about saving the next one. The boy who said he was fine. The automatic doors slid open with a hiss, letting in a gust of cool evening air and a boy with a skateboard tucked beneath his arm. His hair was wet from the drizzle outside, his jeans torn at the knee. He looked barely 18. "Hey, I fell," he said, brushing the hair from his forehead. "Off my board. Just hit my head a little. I'm fine, though." Melissa glanced up from her computer at the front desk of the ER. It was chaos around her. Stretchers rolling past, monitors beeping, phones ringing off the hook. Her first week as an intake nurse. She smiled, trying to sound calm, even though her heart was pounding from the constant rush. "You hit your head? Any dizziness? Vomiting?" He grinned. "Nah, I'm good. Just a little sore." He really did look fine, steady on his feet, smiling, no slurred speech. Just another young guy who thought he was invincible. Melissa hesitated. "All right. Let's get you registered. Name?" He reached into his pocket for his ID, but someone shouted from down the hallway, "Nurse, we need you in triage 2, stat." She flinched, glancing at the commotion. A woman was screaming somewhere down the hall. A trauma case. "Sit tight, okay?" she said to the boy. "I'll be right back." He nodded, took a seat, and started scrolling through his phone. He didn't look like an emergency. He looked like life. Young, careless, ordinary. But by the time Melissa returned, the boy was gone. She figured he got tired of waiting. People left all the time. Some patients waited hours for something minor. He said he was fine. Hours later, as the rush of the night began to fade, the doors burst open again, this time carrying a stretcher. Same boy, same skateboard, still in his hand. But his face was ghostly pale now, and blood was pooling from his ear. "Unresponsive male, head trauma," shouted the paramedic. Collapsed at the bus stop. Melissa froze. For a moment, she couldn't breathe. They rushed him past her, monitors wailing as the trauma team surrounded him. Dr. Hayes barked orders: CT, IV, pressure bag, a blur of medical language. But nothing they did could pull him back. 15 minutes later, the flatline filled the room. "Time of death, 21:47, said the doctor quietly. Melissa stood in the doorway, her face pale under the fluorescent lights. She wanted to scream that she'd seen him, that he'd told her he was fine, that she'd believed him. But the words didn't come. The doctor looked at her, exhausted and furious. He had a slow subdural bleed. Could have been caught if we'd gotten him into CT right away. He rubbed his eyes. He didn't look like much, did he? Sometimes the ones who look fine aren't. After that night, Melissa didn't sleep for days. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw his face. calm, smiling, alive. She replayed that moment over and over. Sit tight, I'll be right back. It was a simple phrase, a deadly one.